Okay, JS400, right?
Yeah, no, I get that, but so I started recording again. That way we can at least talk over these specs. Maybe I'll pull this over. But so we've been talking draw request time versus power draw. The theory is the 10-second request time is how long it takes for the generator or power plant to reach maximum power. So, other than we're only looking at, we already looked over shields?
No, I'm just looking into that.
No, I'm just looking into that now. I'm looking at.
Oh, shields is more tricky, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah.
shields is more tricky, isn't it? You've got your regen delay, your downed regen delay, your regen.
Well, let's look at size 1, and I'll explain to you what I've decided. So, with size 1, obviously, the Palisade is the strongest, which is what you have been going with, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at the damaged regen...
Clarify, we're talking about where we have more than one shield available.
Slot available.
We're matching our shields, so we're splitting one for absolute strength and one for regen.
Although I've gone a little bit different, because I've been running a Guardian. If you notice, you lose 10% from the Palisade in your overall strength, but you gain 2.3 seconds faster to your damage regen. And then when you compare that with the FR76, which has the highest, one of the highest for its strength regeneration rates, with a 3.8 second damage regen, we wind up within a split second of each other actually going to a significant recharge rate. Now, the downed relay, though, is what, 5.5 on the FR76, which happens to be the fastest from completely downed to recharge. And the Guardian, oh, where the hell is it? It's okay, it's at 7 seconds. Or I guess 70%, or no, my bad. Guardian is 9 seconds. So it takes a little bit longer.
Guardian was 3.3 seconds to 5.6 for the regen delay.
After it's been damaged.
Yes, but I'm talking when it's totally down. So someone shoots you until your shields are at 0.
1 second in the air, you're 9 seconds to the 8 of the Palisade.
Yeah, once you're totally down, because we're still going to be relying on the FR66 at 5.5 to get us back up.
Your regen rate is slightly slower.
Again, that's where we're the regen rate will be relying heavily on the FR66 with its 300 HP per second.
Yeah.
The biggest deal is to be getting more HP back into the shields as soon as possible, and still have a decent strength. That's the reason I was looking.
There are much faster
regenerating shields, not much faster, but they are stealth shields, and their overall health loss in the hit pool is terrible. So the FR66 is the best of a balanced secondary.
And then we get into physical absorption, minimum, max, hardening factors.
Don't even want to look at emissions.
Don't even want to look at emissions and visibility and all that stuff.
Yeah, if we get into IRs and stuff, that's obviously...
well, it doesn't matter at the moment. It's those stats
are not important because the way stealth is right now, it's shit as it is. You've got to go 8-grade stealth to have any significant improvement at all. So none of those other stats really matter at the moment.
Relocation speed and rate. That's if you actually toggle your powers, or your shield powers, put stronger front, stronger rear. Although most of us don't do that, but some people do. Power draw request time. So that's as far as size.
Slightly better
Guardian
regen rate,
slightly better regen rate.
How much does that
how
really
much
improve over
does that
having an
really
FR66
improve over
backing it
having
up?
an FR66?
Well, I'd be running an
backing it up?
FR66 with the Guardian instead of a FR66 and a Palisade or Rampart, or whichever one it is. Palisade.
Regen Delay is it's
Regen
pretty much
Delay
up there
is-
almost with
It's
the
pretty much up
stealth
there
shield,
almost with the stealth shield,
which is almost as quick as you can get.
which is almost as quick as you can get.
Yeah, that's the reason I've been using it instead of the Palisade. But that's for
Yeah.
combat. Like we've said before, the reality is if you're in a cargo ship, like a small-sized cargo ship, you're better off stacking 2 Palisades because they'll take the brunt of the damage while you just turn tail and run.
Now, you've actually bringing me up thinking about ships with single shield generators, like Pisces.
single shield
At the
generators
moment,
like Pisces.
if I was
At
to
the
be
moment,
flying around Pisces,
if I was to be flying around
Alpha
Pisces,
Strike,
you just need to deal with an Alpha
because
Strike.
it's going to come pretty hard and surprise
It's going to
you
come
anyway,
pretty hard and
your
surprise
one
you
chance to
anyway,
survive is
and
you're
your
not
one
gonna
chance
stand
to
a
survive
fight,
is you're
Yeah.
not going to
so you
stand a
just need
fight,
to
you're going to run.
alpha damage,
So you just need to
and
top that Alpha
then
damage,
start to rebuild your
and
shield. And I'm
then
thinking
start
the
to rebuild your
Guardian's a
shield. And I'm
much better
thinking the
option for
Guardian's
single
a
shield
much better
slot
option for
ships.
single shield slot ships.
It might be because it'll also charge faster. It's all around a little bit faster, so... And again, that...
Except perhaps like the mining
Except
ship,
perhaps
like
like the mining ship, like
Palisades
the
down,
Perspective,
like
the
the
Palisades
best
down
shields for
like the
Perspective.
best
You
shield
just
for
need to deal with
Perspective. You just need to deal with
accident
accident
and
detonating
too
something
Well,
at
yeah.
too close a range.
Well, if you... Even with dual stacking Guardians, if you're running a cargo ship, like I said, if you're not going to constantly be sitting around letting them shoot you, you should be able to take a beating and turn tail and run.
Yeah,
It's
a good option for double slots on a
It's a good option for double slots on a non-combat ship as well.
Yeah, I'm going to buy some.
Yeah, I'm going to buy some.
You are entirely correct.
You are entirely correct. It's
tricky to reason this out. I mean,
this is us
problems with shields that we thought was best already. It's a constant learning experience.
It's a constant
And here's the
learning
thing: they
experience.
keep talking about.
Unfortunately,
you need to do it because you've got to buy them and try them.
You've got to
Yeah.
buy them. And try
And they're
them.
also talking about doing shield tech in what 311, redoing shield tech. So everything we know about shields will probably go out the window.
The Guardians are cheap on buying 20.
The Guardians are buying 20.
Now, as a secondary, do we still like the FR66?
As a secondary, do we still like the FR66 as a secondary? If we need to
overall
sacrifice
hardness and
some
strength
overall
for faster
hardness and
regen.
strength
Yes,
for faster
absolutely.
regen.
So it still sticks as our secondary.
So it
Yeah.
still sticks as our
in
secondary.
fighting ships.
In fighting.
As long as you're not worried about being seen, yes, the 66 is going to be the all-round.
Yeah, it's noisy
It's noisy in the
game. They don't really matter much right now.
They don't really
Yep.
matter much right now.
It's
Obviously,
still pretty high up there on overall
It's still
hardness
pretty
as
high
well,
up there on
which is
overall hardness as well, which
pretty
is
good.
pretty good.
None of its other stats let it down.
None of its other
badly
stats
against
let
the
it down
better-
terribly
against
badly
any
against
of
the
those
better,
categories.
against any of those categories.
Top of any of the rest of those categories.
Top of any of the rest of them.
and it looks like the all-around best stealth shield is going to be the Mirage for size 1.
Yeah, and just really hope to hell you don't need to rely on
Really
that.
hope to hell you don't need to rely on that in a fight.
Your only chances as a
Your only chances of
semi-weak gunned opponent
semi-weak gunned opponent
save your
being your
ass.
regen rate
If they
to
can
save
hit
your
you with
ass.
enough alpha
If they
damage or
can
enough
hit you with
sustained
enough alpha
the
damage or
Mirage
enough
is going to
sustained damage,
evaporate
the Mirage
like a
is
fart
going to
in the wind,
evaporate
basically.
like a fart in the
Oh, and
wind,
it does.
basically.
But they triple stack them on the Ravens, which is why you wind up with 9,000 HP for shields.
Yeah, but if you look at the numbers,
If you look at the numbers,
if
if
you
you
put
add
two Guardians
two,
in there plus
if you
an
put two
FR66.
Guardians in there plus an FR66.
Sorry, let me start again. If you take, say, a
let me
Hornet
start
with a
again.
Guardian and
If you take, say, a
FR66,
Hornet with a Guardian
three
and
Mirages is
FR66,
still much
three
weaker.
Mirages is still much weaker.
Yes, but if you're running an actual Raven,
if you're going toe to toe,
if you're going toe to toe
in
in
PvP,
I think the only way to make the sabers is to make them with throw away the stealth stuff and put in the same stuff you get a Hornet, say, or a Buccaneer with.
Well, I've
that third shield
and
slot
take
for say
that third shield slot for say 2
FR66.
Guardians and an FR66.
yeah, well, that would be one mean piece of machinery. It'd be hard to kill.
And with aim assist, if it turns out
And
to be
with
as
aim
good as
assist, if
everyone
it
hopes it
turns
is,
out to be as good as everyone hopes it is, you've got 4 size 3 slightly self-aiming guns.
That shifts heavily in favor of the
That
saber.
shifts heavily in favor of the saber for combat.
Well, if we're going to do that, then the Raven's not even worthwhile.
Yeah, it's just a pretty paint job.
Yeah, it's just a pretty paint job.
But, well, I guess it's got the inbuilt stealth.
The one that people really want is the
Wait,
Comet.
why does the Raven considered the better stealth fighter when the Saber and the Comet are actually classified as...
The Saber and the Saber Raven are the same.
The Saber and the Saber Raven are the same shit. It's just the paint job is different.
The Comet's
to my
a
knowledge.
bit better.
The Comet's
Well, according to what Erkul has them listed as, the Saber and Saber Comet... What's that?
I could be getting that round the wrong way.
Saber and Saber Comet are both classified as a stealth fighter. The Saber Raven is straight up classified as interdiction. So I'm going to assume it's the strongest of the 3.
Which of the 2 we can buy right now?
Which of the 2
The
we can buy right
Comet
now?
and the Saber.
Yeah.
The Raven is not purchasable right now. We're saying if we drop 2 Guardians and where? Oh, it's military.
Let's
Yeah.
go back over. Let's go back
Let's
over
go back
coolers
over.
and
Let's
see
go back
if
over
that
coolers
fires
and
discussion.
discussion.
I think we're pretty good in shields there. That it kind of makes it simple. It's like
it kind of makes it simple. It's like
Guardian and Guardian.
Guardian
alone.
and Guardian alone.
Palisade on a mining ship.
Palisade on a
And a
mining
Guardian
ship.
plus FR66.
And a Guardian
or some
plus
combination thereof for
FR66 or
combat
some
ships.
combination thereof for combat ships. Essentially.
Wouldn't you say?
Guardian, yeah. Guardian. Unless
For
it,
non-combat.
yeah,
For non-combat.
non-combat.
Or Guardian alone.
Guardian is our non-combat. Guardian mixed with FR66 for combat because of the
Combat.
shield to.
Mining ships like the
Mining ships
Palisade.
like the Prospector
Trust me, that'll save
Palisade.
your ass one day.
Trust me, that'll save your ass one day.
And Guardian plus
And then
FR66
Guardian plus
Yep.
FR66
for hybrid.
So
or
let's
hybrid.
Go coolers then. So
Let's go back to
start
coolers
with our
then.
size
So
one
let's
cooler, seeing
start
as we
with our
wanna
size
recap,
one
because
cooler,
we should
seeing
have
as we
been
want to
recording this the
recap,
first
because we
time.
should have been recording this the first time.
What we were saying, our
So
two
what we were saying, our
cooling
two
rate,
essential stats,
power draw
cooling
request
rate
time.
and power draw
Assumptively
request
being the
time.
power draw request
Assumptively
time
being
is
the
how
power
quickly
draw
they kick in
request
after
time
they've
is how quickly
overheated.
they kick in
And
after they've
then the
overheated.
cooling rate is how much
And
heat they
then the
dump per
cooling
second.
rate is how much heat they dump
Yes.
per
So
second.
if we then
So
say in a
if we
size
then
one,
say in
power
a
draw
size
request
one,
time, the best,
power draw request
fastest
time,
one
the best,
is
fastest
zero
one.
rush.
Yes,
is
and that
zero
that
rush.
also is halfway up the list as far as cooling rate at 238. So it's not even the worst as that. So
And then our second one we're going to
And then our
focus on.
second one we're
If we
going to
look at
focus
maximum
on.
cooling
If
rate,
we
it's
look
going
at
to be
the
the
maximum
ultra-flow
cooling rate,
industrial,
it's going to
which
be
is
the
a huge
ultra-flow
amount of cooling
industrial,
rate
which is a huge amount
and
of
has
cooling rate.
a poorer
And
request
has
time.
a
But
poorer
that'll become
request
clear why
time.
we're saying that
But
in a
that'll
minute.
become clear why we're
So
saying
we're
that
going
in
to
a
say
minute.
in
So we're going to
most
say
ships, you want
in
a
most
combination
ships
of
you
your
want
max
a
cooling
combination
rate
of your
and how
max
quickly the
cooling
coolers
rate
kick in.
and how quickly
Being
the coolers
that the
kick in.
coolers are not much used
Being
to you
that
until
the
you've
coolers are not
overheated,
much
and
used
what
to
they
you until
really
you've
are going to
overheated.
help
And
you
what they
with
really
is how
are
quickly you
going to
get
help
back
you
out
with
of
is how
overheat,
quickly you get
or how
back
much
out of
thrust and loss
overheat,
you lose,
or how much thrust or loss you
time
lose,
you lose, and so on.
or
So
time you lose,
if
and
you've
so
got
on.
two
So
coolers in a ship,
if you've got
say,
two
you're
coolers
going
in
to
a
want a
ship,
good
say,
combo of
you're
cooling
going to
rate
want a
and
good
startup
combo of
time.
cooling rate and
Hence why I
startup
tend to
time.
use an ultra
Hence
flow
why
and a
I
zero
tend to
rush
use an
if we're
ultra
talking
flow and a
size
zero
one.
rush if we're talking size one.
yes.
And that pretty much goes for
And
all
that
the sizes
pretty
of
much
coolers
goes
as
for
you go
all
up
the
the
sizes
list.
of coolers as you go up the
Until you
list.
get to size 3 where you
Until
don't
you
get
get to
much in the
size
way of
3 where you
competition
don't get
coolers.
much in the way of
So your next
competition
best
coolers.
is
So
a
your next
combination
best is a combination of cooling rate and startup time
combining
again,
it, say, an industrial and a military
say, an
one.
industrial
So
and a
we
military
get
one.
through size 3,
So we
you
get
get
through
an
size
industrial
3,
one,
you
is
get
your
an
max cooling
industrial
rate
one,
of any
is
size
your
3
max
cooler,
cooling
say,
rate of
and
any
that's
size 3
chill max.
cooler,
Yes.
say, and that
And
is
then
chill max.
if you go to your power
And
draw
then
request
if you
time,
go to your power draw request time, minimize that.
you get 10 seconds is the best
You get
starting
10
ones.
seconds is the best
And
starting
then
one.
you find out
And
that
then
the chill
you
max
find
is
out
still the
the
fastest
chill
starting
max
one
is
of
still
any.
the fastest
So
starting
throw
one
away
of
the
any.
military one,
So throw
which you
away the
might
military
use in
one,
size 2,
which you might
if
use
it's
in
better
size
than
2, if it's
combining
better
an
than
industrial with a
combining an
performance
industrial
cooler,
with
which is
a
unlikely.
performance cooler,
So you just go
which is
2 chill
unlikely.
maxes.
So you just
or
go
3
2 chill
or
maxes,
Yep.
3 chill maxes
Size
or whatever.
2 was the snowpack, was the one that we decided was best all round, remember? As well.
Yes.
So
We pretty much found that was the case
We
in
pretty
size
much
2s
found
as
that
well.
was
So
the case in size 2s as well.
your
So
fallback is if
your
competition
fallback is
cooler's
if a
faster
competition
starting
cooler's
than an
faster
industrial one,
starting
does
than
it
an
have enough
industrial
cooling
one,
rate to make it still
does it
worth
have enough
using? In
cooling
which
rate to
case,
make it still
that
worth
gives you
using?
a
In which
slight
case,
advantage
that
over just
gives
your
you
sheer
a
amount
slight
of cooling
advantage over
rate.
just your sheer
If you
amount of
can't
cooling
get a
rate.
competition, then
If
you
you
look at your
can't get a
military as your
competition,
second.
then you look at your
And if
military
both
as your
those options
second.
are rubbish,
And
you
if
just go
both
to
those options
industrials
are
if they've got
rubbish,
the
you just go
fastest
to
start.
industrials if they've got the
Which
fastest
basically
start.
means size 2
Basically means
snowpack, size
size
3
2
chill max,
snowpack, size 3
1
chill max,
either ultra
size
flows or
1
mix ultra flows
either
with
ultra
0
flows
rushes.
or mix ultra
End
flows
of.
with 0 rushes.
Yep.
And where were we at? We were also talking
And where were we at?
plants,
We
weren't
were also talking power plants, weren't we?
Yeah, power plants. Let's see, we were talking, these are power draw request time to power draw. So the amount of time...
So let's go to 3 on that.
Sorry, carry on.
So
Sorry,
essentially,
carry on.
power draw being the maximum output and power draw request time being the amount of time it takes to reach maximum output.
So at the top of the table, we've got
So at the
Durango
top
at
of the table, we've got
55,000
Durango at
power per
55,000
second,
power per
then Reliance,
second,
Jinzel,
then
and JS500
Reliance,
being fourth
Jinzel,
one
and
down. We'll stop
JS500
there.
being fourth
You're,
one
you're
down.
starting
We'll stop
at
there.
size 3?
So carry on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
power draw... Durango running...
Any of those would be good enough for industrial ship, pretty likely. And then we find that of those 4, the JS500 has the fastest
So,
startup time.
if
Sacrifice is about
Sacrifice is about 13,000 power per second
55,000. So you
55,000. So you 55,000 for the Durangos and you come down 45 for the
Full experience is
JS500.
pretty much good enough.
Full experience is pretty much
yes,
good enough.
the only time to look at something different is if that doesn't adequately power. So for size 3, run JS500.
Yeah, I mean, for instance, the
Carracks come as standard with Reliance. The Cats come standard with Jinzel. They're the next 2 up from the JS500. They've got significantly worse startup time.
Size 2s. Let's see.
We ended up concluding the JS400.
We ended up concluding the JS400.
JS400 again has a 10-second draw request time with a 10,000 power, which is 3,100 below the Genoa, which is the strongest of them all. So in theory, if you can run the JS400, again, it's going to be your best all-rounder. Because stepping down, when we step down, you lose over 50% to go to the next fastest, or next highest power supply, which isn't worth it. So
these are ideal sort of, these are compromises. Everything we're talking about is compromise.
Yes, obviously, these are built for all-rounders. We could obviously go min-max, you know. I'm going to go the bare minimum amount of power with the fastest recharge, and we could do stealth stuff. You know,
an edge cases, we're not even going to touch on stealth.
Well, I'm not talking as far as the stealth aspect for stealth. I'm talking recharge, power draw rate to the amount of time it takes to get to maximum power. You know, if you wanted to min-max, so do the minimum amount of power with the maximum amount of speed, you could do the calculation of exactly how much power your ship's going to use, and then go with the smallest, fastest stealth drive you can that will fit in there, because they have the fastest power request time.
Basically, right now, stealth's so
Basically,
wonky
right now, stealth's so
and
wonky
not
and
implemented,
badly
should I
done,
say.
or
That
not
if you want
implemented,
stealth,
should I
then
say.
you've got to
That
go to
if you
grade A
want
stealth
stealth, then you've
components.
got to
That's
go
the
to
end of
grade A
that
stealth
argument.
components.
That's
That's
your
the end
only
of that
choice.
argument.
We're throwing
That's
away
your
the
only
part
choice.
EM and
We're throwing away the
PR
part of
stats for
EM and
this
part
discussion
ER
anyway,
stats
because
for
outside
this
of stealth,
discussion anyway.
they're so
Well,
far
yeah.
outside of
No,
stealth.
and that's what I'm
So
saying. Is I'm
far
not
out
looking
of
at the.
The stealth stuff,
So the stealth
pretty much,
stuff,
if you want the stealth of
pretty
ship, or
much,
you want
if
to
you
make
want
any
the
ship
stealth
stealthy,
of
you
ship, or
got
you
to
want to
just
make any
simply,
ship stealthy, you
you're,
got to just
it's so
simply,
easy right now. You can buy grade A
it's
stealth
so easy right
for
now. You can buy
everything
grade A
until you
stealth
find that
for
small ships
everything
haven't got
until you
quantum fuel
find
for
that
grade
small
A
ships
stealth
haven't got
drives,
quantum fuel
so you
for
end up
grade A
using
stealth
civilian
drives,
drives instead.
so you end up using civilian drives
But
instead.
other than that, just grade A stealth.
But other
That's
than
the
that,
only
just
way you
grade A
get
stealth.
stealth right
That's
now.
the
And even
only
then,
way
it's
you get
pretty
stealth
loopy
right now, and even
Yeah.
then it's
skewed
pretty loopy
on the ship you put it in.
skewed on the ship.
Well, and I agree. And like I said, I'm not saying I wasn't talking about the stealth aspect. I was talking more if you look at the specs of the stealth. You know, the 1.2 power draw request time on the Eclipse is the fastest. But if
they're hands down the fastest.
Hands down the
And to
fastest
qualify a game,
request.
what we were
And to
discussing
qualify
earlier
a game,
is
what
we think
we were
power plants
discussing
are
earlier is we
actually
think
working
power
more like
plants are
generators than
actually
sheer
working more
power
like
output
generators
devices
than
here.
sheer power
So
output devices here.
you've got a potential
So
maximum
you've got a
capacity of
potential
output,
maximum
but they're going to
capacity of
vary their
output,
output based
but they're
on
going to
power
vary their
draw.
output based on
And
the
then the
power
reaction
draw.
to an
And then the
increasing
reaction
power
to
demand
an
is
increasing
your
power
draw
demand
request time. So
is
we're
your power
saying
draw
that
request time.
the
So
stat
we're
power
saying
draw
that
is how
the
much
stat
max
power
power
draw
that they
is
can
how
produce
much
at peak
max power
generation,
they can produce
and
at
the
peak
request time
generation.
is how quickly
And
they
the
can
request
respond
time
to an
is how
increasing
quickly they can
demand
respond to
for
an
power.
increasing demand
Exactly.
for power.
Most ships, though, don't require. Most builds I've done haven't required me to go to.
So you put the most energy-hungry
So you
weapons
put the
all over
most
your ship.
energy-hungry
You put in a
weapons
pretty
all over
average
your
power
ship. You
plant
put
with
in
a
a
long
pretty average
request
power
time. You pull the
plant with a
trigger,
long
and all
request
of a
time. You
sudden
pull the
you fired
trigger,
3 shots,
and all
and your
of a
weapons
sudden
are
you
crapping
fired
out
3
on you.
shots, and your weapons
And
are
then you
crapping
might
out on
find
you.
if you put a
And
faster
then you might find if
power
you
draw
put a
request
faster
time power plant in
power
with
draw
greater
request time
capacity,
power plant
you
in
may
greater
not
capacity,
run dry on
you
power,
may
or it may
not
take
run
much
dry on
longer.
power, or it may take much
Yeah.
longer.
Theoretically, we haven't put all this to hard
Theoretically,
testing,
we
but
haven't put all this
that's
to hard testing,
the
but
premise here.
that's the premise here.
Well, obviously, we'll put more of it to testing as we build.
And coming in 3.10 or 11,
And coming
they're
in
going to introduce
3.10 or 11, they're
capacitance in
going
your
to
ship as
introduce
well. So your power
capacitance in your
plant's going
ship
to be
as well.
secondary
So
to a
your power
power
plant's going
energy
to be secondary to a
pool
power
that's
energy
held in your
pool
capacitance.
that's held
And
in your
that will then be shared
capacitance.
equally among
And
your
that will then
weapons
be
and
shared
thrusters
equally
and
among your
God knows
weapons
what.
and
And that's
thrusters
going
and
to
God
further
knows what.
increase
And that's going to
complexity
further
of how
increase
you factor
complexity
power
of
into your ship.
how you factor power into your ship.
Yeah. And I agree 100% on that. That almost reminds me of Elite Dangerous with their power capacitors and whatnot for all their different systems, but which when we
We've got it easy by now. It's only going to get
We've
more
got it easy
complicated.
by now. It's only
Yeah.
going to get more
Probably
complicated,
broken along the
and then
way, but we'll
probably
see.
get broken along the way. But we'll see.
so
So
power,
what does that leave us? Quantum drives?
So what does that leave us? Quantum drives?
so we've done shields, coolers, and now power plants.
I don't want to talk about weapons and missiles.
I don't
right
want
now
to talk
because
about
that's so
weapons and missiles
subjective it
right now
matters.
because that's so
It's a personal
subjective it
choice as
matters.
much as any
It's a
other
personal
factor.
choice as much as any
Yeah.
other factor.
Let's see.
And I wouldn't pretend to be any kind of an
And I
expert in
wouldn't
gunplay
pretend
in
to be
this
any
game.
kind of an expert on gunplay in this game.
So we're talking quantum drives, and that's
We're talking
pretty simple,
quantum
isn't
drives,
it?
and that's
As well.
pretty simple,
It's
isn't it?
heavily
As
limited
well.
by the quantum
It's
fuel your
heavily
ship's got
limited by the
versus
quantum fuel
how
your
you
ship's
want to
got
use it.
versus how you want to use it.
Yeah.
You'll find that certain drives don't work in
You'll
certain
find that
ships
certain drives
because
don't work in certain
they
ships
just-
because
they just need too much fuel.
They just need too much fuel. Simple.
Well,
Do we
for
even touch power plants right now?
Do we even
Because
touch power
looks-
plants
there's
right
so many
now?
stats here. It's good. I
Looks-
would
there's so many
probably
stats
just give
here,
some
it's
few
good. I would
recommendations
probably
based
just
on
give
what
some
we've
few
decided
recommendations
rather than
based
try
on
and
what we've
discuss all this
decided
right now.
rather than trying to
on
discuss all
quantum
this right
drives.
now.
Yeah, because you got stage 1
Yeah.
acceleration, which is getting up to, what, 1,500 meters per second or something in the amount of time.
I'm thinking more
Well,
simply, like we
I'm
basically,
thinking more
you know,
simply like we
stop
basically,
quantum fuel in
stop
a
quantum
small ship is
fuel
usually
in
584
a small
-ish.
ship is usually
Yes, which we
584-ish.
typically run either an Atlas or a Voyage, depending on how often you want to refuel.
Jumping from PO to
That
Microtech,
jumping from PO to
and not much
Microtech
further.
Yes.
and
The
not
fact
much
that you can
further.
go
at the
So
fastest
basically, you can do one long jump.
So basically, you can do one long jump all the way across
which
the
doesn't
system,
restrict your travel plans.
which doesn't restrict your travel
Inevitably, if
plans,
you're
or
traveling in a hurry or you want to
inevitably
do
if you're
something, you
traveling
don't
in a
have to
hurry or
stop
you
and
want to do
refuel
something,
halfway.
you don't want to have to
So
stop
you
and
want to get
refuel
there as
halfway.
fast as possible.
So you want to get there as fast as
sacrificing more
possible
fuel than
without
you have to.
sacrificing more
Yeah.
So
fuel
we
than you
find the
have to.
Atlas in the voyage
So
is
we find
best
the Atlas
if
in the
you're limited
voyage
to
is best
584
if you're
quantum
limited
fuel.
to
If you got a
584
bit more
quantum
like
fuel.
ships like the
If you got a
350,
bit more
you can
like
go up
ships
to
like the
burst,
350, you can
which
go up
makes
to
that
the
nice little
burst,
get around
which
ship.
makes that nice little
Yeah.
get around ship.
Beyond that, about the highest fuel
Beyond
I
that,
can think of
about the
is
highest
your
fuel I can
Terrapin
think of is
at
your
900, which is way
Terrapin
less than it
at
should have.
900, which is
In
way
that,
less than
you
it
can
should
get
have.
away with the slowest
In
quantum
that, you can
drive
get away with
in
the
the
slowest
stealth
quantum
category, which
drive
is the
in the stealth
fastest
category,
size
which is the
one.
fastest
Apart from
size
the
one.
you can
Apart
put in
from
any of the ships except
you
the
can put in
Bandit
any of the
Defender,
ships except the Bandit Defender,
which can take the VK-00,
which can take
which
the
is the fastest.
VK-00.
Well,
which
if you
is
look
the
over, there
fastest.
is the quantum fuel requirement tab, which will help you figure it out. Obviously, you can look down, see we're looking at the Voyage and the Atlas are both. The Voyage is at 9.1, which a lot of stock ships actually run the EOS for some reason, the civilian ships, for whatever reason. And if you look at the speed difference,
really fuel economy first.
if you look at the speed difference, it's such a huge difference in speed between the EOS and the Voyage, it almost makes you wonder why, for the same 9.1 fuel economy. The Atlas is the other one we recommend because if you look at its speed at 151, and it uses 7.5, so you actually can get significantly more jump out of it. We were saying the burst for the 315, and it's got an 11.4 fuel requirement. And you were saying
making the longest jump and not much further in the fastest time.
And the drift, I think, is the stealth one you were talking about for.
Yeah, technically, I think the fourth fastest quantum driving size one, but that's about as much as you can put in the Terrapin, which is about 212. I can't remember what its quantum field speed is. And then the only ship that can take the VK-00 is a small ship and you want to travel really fast. The Terrapin, however, should have IS what people estimate to be three times that fuel capacity. And if it did, with its VTOL, its heavy armor, its half-decent shields and coolers, it would be the ultimate little run around as long as you don't mind having no cargo.
And having no cargo.
What happens to that in the future?
So that's size one.
Currently, which makes it perfect.
Would make it one of a perfect little starter ship for making some money.
So now if we go to size 2s, this gets really interesting because like my Warden I just outfitted with an XL1.
Yeah, but you need at least 2,000.
Yeah, but you need at least 2,000 quantum fuel on board.
And that's where.
Well, you can do it with less.
But you can do it with less, but you want to be able to do 2 or 3 jumps when you get into that size.
The thing I've come to find for most of the size 2s, we'll just say all around recommended for size 2 is the crossfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to go faster than a crossfield, XL1.
If you have the fuel requirement, obviously, DPS has this nice little design where it shows you how the jump from Port Alzar to Hurston and PO to Microtech, and when you put in something that
you
get more
options to use stealth drives in size 2, but stealth again you would tend to stick to the Eclipse.
And you know, like I said, the DPS calculator has this. It grays out when you go over a certain amount, but it does show you in the bottom left how far a full tank of fuel will get you. So like the Raven for size 1, because that's what I have pulled up right now, if I drop a VK-00 in, it can't jump from PO to Hurston at all. It can only jump 27 million kilometers, and it's done. Mind you, it'll do 27 million kilometers in 4 minutes flat. Or, well, 4 minutes, 17 seconds. So it does have some different variations. Typically, with quantum drives, I'd recommend looking at the DPS calculator specifically, because there's so many different requirements for what you're doing that, yeah.
You should be doing that anyway. You should be doing that anyway. You should, as well as taking anything we throw out and just saying, yeah, okay, I'll take that then, thanks. You should really be throwing this stuff in Erkul
using
and
our recommendations to
understand what that does to the stats, and then that'll then teach you how to fine tune it for your own requirements. But you'll find what we're saying is quick go-tos, but you might have other ideas beyond that. It'll make a lot more sense by comparing what we're saying here against the other options. You'll see why they do and don't work. You'll see the numbers based on that, and you'll understand it.
All right, well, and that I think concludes our overall view of Erkul.
Throw out there, then
basically in
for a
size
general
3,
ship,
for a general ship,
which
cargo
is why
ship,
they
Qantas, which is why they jump standard on the Starfarer Gemini and the Cat. If you want to go a bit quicker than that, and you've got more than 11,000
probably you're
fuel,
talking the Carrack,
probably you're talking the Carrack,
Lamer and the
Lamer and the
never mind that last
no,
one.
never mind that last one.
Those you can
The
afford
Carrack and the Claimer, and those you can afford to go
to
TS2, and if you really want to go a bit quicker.
Pontus, though, being the all-rounder for it.
Because you value in a cargo ship,
you're not just balancing how fast you're going, because you're racing 30k, so you want to be going as quick as you can, but you also want to be able to retain the fuel to do 2 or 3 jumps if you get the fuel bug,
you
and
don't
you
want
have
to
to move on. You don't want to find, you can't refuel on a planet, because you've done 4 jumps on a TS2 and you can't even get out of atmosphere hardly.
Found that issue when I was doing the Microtech to Area 18 roundabout, where I was trading stems from one of the moons on Microtech, because you can't refuel at their moons for some reason, to Area 18. Then I'd go to Area 45, pick up Laranite, and run it back to New Babbage. And making that loop, well, I'd have to refuel at New Babbage and refuel at 045, because Area 18 wasn't letting me refuel, and you land at 045 and it won't let you refuel, you're screwed. You got to jump back to 18 and hope to God that 18 will let you fuel.
Say you were jumping from
Ariel to
you get
Area 18.
3,
maybe
4 jumps if you're lucky.
Maybe 4 jumps if you're lucky. No, 3 jumps
Pontus.
if you're lucky with a Pontus.
That's it. You maybe 4 if you're
that's
really
it.
lucky.
You maybe 4 if you're really lucky.
You
but
can
that's
get
done.
more fuel efficiency.
You can get more fuel efficiency for slower drive.
From every moment you're not landed at a major core, you're going to get 30k. So you've got to balance your fuel efficiency.
So you've got to balance your fuel efficiency with just how quickly you can move around. Because the less time you're
in the air between buying and landing, the better.
So, well, thank you, sir.
No worries.